winner or winners of the award. We are going to be announcing the fourth, third, second, and first place books. And we are so excited to let everybody know who won the Redbud Award. Going to be announcing. Students in the background, I wonder which one book you think that might have won. What book won in your school? Have somebody type it in the chat. If you're here representing a school, we'd like for you to check in the chat also, because we will be giving away 3 prizes drawn from the schools that are in the Zoom. If you're watching on YouTube Live, you need to maybe join the Zoom, and because otherwise you won't have a chance to win a prize. All right.
We've got Deer Creek Elementary in the house. We have Bridge Creek Elementary. We've got Bircham Elementary. They say they are excited.
Seems like we did last year's release from Bircham Live out in Weatherford.
This year's a little different.
And I didn't get to meet Granny Terry out there. She's a really special storyteller. We were hoping to meet her. She wasn't there that day. Okay, so I think it's time for us to start. If you're here today, we're just so thankful. We are about to announce the 2020 Redbud Read Aloud Award winner. I'm Kenneth Brown.
Kyle Brown.
We are Oklahoma Permabound reps, and we started this award 3 years ago, and participation has been growing every year, and we're just so excited. Hey, Kyle, let's tell about who won the first year. You remember that one?
First year was Little Wolf's First Howling, and it was one that was a total and complete surprise, I think, to Kenneth and I. Had no idea that was going to be the one that rose to the top, and so it was a great first inaugural winning book for the Redbud Read Aloud. And then last year, Kenneth,
that was The Great Puppy Invasion by Alistair Heim, who lives in Kansas City, and he's become great friends with us and Oklahoma, and is always willing to visit schools down here. So make sure that you think about him when you're thinking about author visits. We can help with that. And this year was a great list. Hey, Kyle, do you want to show that poster?
Yes, we also we do have Mustang Centennial Elementary here, as well as Halson Elementary and Chisholm Elementary in Enid. So we're going to share the nominees here from. Can you see that now, Kenneth?
Yes. The kids will be seeing this. They'll be seeing books like The Good Egg.
That's the 2020. That's the one that were the nominees here.
Right. The winner is on this picture somewhere. Yep. And so what a great year. Some of these books, we consider them amongst the best read aloud books ever. We want to shout out to our committee. We met in the summer that year. It was really hot, and we had a few great meetings, and we narrowed it down from over 300 books down to these 16. We're so thankful. Kyle, we also had a special person helping us with this list.
Well, we have this list was Meredith Lassiter. She is now in 4th grade this year, but last year she was in 3rd grade, and she read all 300 books and came up with her top books. And in fact, the winning book from this year was among her top 2 favorites, which I think is quite remarkable out of the 300 books that she read. And so we can always rely on her to find those hidden gems amongst the books. And she participated again this year, as did her little sister Briar as well. Now Briar is in pre-K. She didn't read quite as many as Meredith did, but she still read a lot of books this year, so we're thankful to both of them for helping.
Okay.
And they go to Wayland Bonds Elementary and more, by the way.
Okay, so just a reminder, check in with your name and with your school name so that we can do a drawing. We have a packet of posters of the winner, a packet of stickers, and also the book that wins will be given away to 3 schools that were here today. Okay, it's time. Are you ready, Kyle?
Yep, I would say author and illustrator. Let's go ahead and let's turn on.
Hold on, wait.
What?
I thought we might do 4th, 3rd, and 2nd first. Do you mind?
Oh, okay. All right.
Here we go. In 4th place of the 2020 Redbud Read Aloud Award, This Is My Room by Jennifer Richard Jacobson. Any kids clapping for that one? Did you like it? All right, third place. The Very Impatient Caterpillar by Ross Burek. Look at all those claps going on in the gallery. Second place, what do you think it is? Crash, Splash, or Moo by Bob Shea. Third place. And now, Kyle, are you ready? We're going to reveal the author and illustrator who are in the room. And Kyle, show the winning book.
Well, let's add our friends here and then share the screen. And there we go. We have
Dandy by Amy Dykman and Charles Santoso. Look at all the applause in the background. And we're going to bring Amy Dykman and Charles Santoso are here today to accept their award and talk about Dandy.
All right.
Whoa.
There we go.
Hey there.
There's
Can
Amy.
everybody see us?
And there's Charles. I see you.
Yay! Okay. Hi there, book buddies. Thank you so much for all the book love for Dandy. We truly appreciate it. So I'm Amy Dykman. I'm the author. I wrote the words, and that's my buddy Charles. Hey, Charles. Charles did the amazing illustrations. And we're so thrilled to be here with you today. I know things are a little different this year. It would be lovely if we could be there in person, but it is still so very cool that we get to talk to you now from so far away. So I'm actually in New Jersey, and I figured out it's about 1,300 miles from you guys. And Charles?
I'm in Singapore, which is like very, 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 very far away from where you guys are.
Right. So, but again, so isn't that cool that technology can still bring us together, even if we're like different places in the world? So, again, you guys, thank you so much for all the booklet for this lovely plaque, which I mean, like, check that out, right? And Charles has his too. And this is just like truly just amazing and so very, very appreciated. We're so happy you guys are enjoying Dandy. So it's actually based on true events from my old neighborhood. And I don't mean when I was a little kid. This is when I was a grown-up, okay? And it was just the place we lived a few years ago. And we would see all of the neighborhood daddies that if we got even one dandelion on the lawn, they'd go kind of cuckoo, right? And they'd all peer pressure each other to take care of the dandelion on your lawn before, you know, it takes over the universe was the thought. So, and I saw that and thought, that's a pretty funny story. And let me tell you guys something. I immediately thought of my buddy Charles, because as you can see in the book, his illustrations are just amaze cakes, right? And I knew he would be perfect to illustrate it. And sometimes, you guys, you put a wish out into the universe and everything just suddenly clicks. Somehow Charles was available to illustrate the book, and he wanted to illustrate the book, and he did illustrate the book, and here's the book. So everything just worked out perfectly, and it was so much fun, and we had such a good time making this. So I was just thrilled to hear that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I'm the same. I just want to say thank you so much for giving us this award. It's really meant a lot for me and for us, of course, like and the whole Dandy team. And yes, I was so happy when I received the manuscript from Little Brown, which is our publisher, and says like, here you go, check this out. There's this manuscript that you might like. And I thought, let me check. And then I saw Amy's name, and I saw the title, and I was like, this is really interesting. And then I read the first like several lines, and I was like, sold. I really want to illustrate this book. Give me this book to illustrate.
Yay.
So yeah, there you go. And then we just had fun, really had fun, like illustrate the book. So yeah.
Well, and it was so much fun to work together too. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard that weird phrase, two heads are better than one. And I don't think they really mean like, okay, having two heads. I think they mean like collaborating, like working with a friend on a project can be so much better sometimes than just working on it yourself, because everyone brings their own ideas to the table and you work together on a book and you can make it even bigger and better. A book, a project, anything, right? A book report or like a model or something you want to build, anything. It can be really fun to get a different point of view. So we did that. And and one of the things I really enjoyed in making the book, and I think Charles's illustrations just bring this out beautifully, is if you recall in the book, there's a little girl lion, and her best friend happens to be a dandelion. And those two things are very, very different, right? These friends look very, very different. They act very differently, etc. And yet they're still friends. And that was one of the things that I really loved, that especially Charles's art just brought that to life, is that, hey, no matter what our differences, we can all be great friends. And I think he really brought that out. So thanks again for that too, Charles. And thank you guys so much for reading. Reading is so important. You get to go anywhere and learn anything, and put yourself in the shoes of like anybody, even a dandelion. And it's just so wonderful that you all took the opportunity to open up a book and get lost in that world. So thank you,
Yeah.
yay to you guys for reading.
Yeah,
Yay!
and a
Yeah,
quick
like
thing
clapping
about
you.
like read aloud. I just love the the award name is Redbud Read Aloud Award. I mean, especially for picture book. I mean, this is the same with middle grade books and other books. I mean, reading aloud is such a different experience, and especially with Dandy, when I actually received the manuscript, I actually read it aloud because it's kind of like giving me inspiration on what the imagery that I need to make. It's just like when I read it loud, and when Sweetie says like, "Hi, Daddy," I just make up the noise, right? The voice, "Hi, Daddy," and then I just kind of like the image of the character start to form in my head. So it's such a great like thing to read aloud. So do that often.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. And as an author, I do it all the time, right? Because that's how I could tell if a sentence is working, if a page is working, and especially if dialogue is working, because dialogue is so important. When you write dialogue, which is what your character says, it has to really, really sound like what your character would say. Because sometimes we don't talk very formally, right? Sometimes we just talk very casually, and that's real life. That's like how real characters talk. So you could probably tell I kind of write the same way I talk. Really, really fast and like this. Uh, but I think it's really important to, like I said, to read aloud a book and make sure that you're really hitting all of those things that you want to accomplish for your characters. And I'm talking to all you future writers out there too. Like, no matter what you want to write, it's always good because you never know how something's really coming across on paper until you read it aloud. Now, the funny thing is, you got to watch yourself walking around talking in all these funny voices as you're reading something aloud, because once or twice I've scared the mailman. I have some books where characters eat other characters, and when I'm going to eat you all up and stuff like that, they really freak out. But no, go for it, you guys. Just go ahead, read aloud, do your funny voices, and just have a great time with the book.
Yep.
We are just so excited that you have joined us today and that you won. We have time for a few questions.
Oh, yay!
Meredith, who is our fourth grader who helps us select the books every year, sent a question for you, Amy.
Awesome. Sure. Hi, Meredith.
If you had a dandelion to blow on, what would your wish be?
Oh, boy. Well, right now, I think I would just wish for everybody to remain as healthy and happy and just cooperative as possible, right? Like, it's all a little strange right now. We're all in like close quarters at home and everything else. But as long as we just go, hey, we're all gonna roll with it and just look out for each other and make happy times no matter what, I think that's just we're doing great. So that would be my hope, is that everybody be as healthy, happy, and keep laughing as much as possible. So, but great. Yeah, I love the idea of wishing. That's awesome.
How about you, Charles?
It would be somehow the same. I think hopefully everyone. My wish is to for everyone to still be like a positive as possible, right? Like no matter what the circumstances, no matter what the situation, like we will get through it. Like everyone will get through it. As long as we all really positive moving forward, then we can always conquer it. Yeah,
Of course. Yeah. We believe in you. You can do it.
Is there anyone else in the Zoom that'd like to ask a question or post one to the chat log? I want to let everybody know, if you are watching on YouTube, we'd like you to email us if you would like a signed book plate. Amy sent these to me this week, or to Kyle and I this week, and we'll be sending those out while supplies last. So email us if you're watching on YouTube. Everybody in here, if you have checked in with your school name, we will send you one first, and then we'll go to the YouTube watchers. Kyle.
Yeah, Charles, Charlie from Deer Creek Elementary wants to know, how did you learn to draw so well?
Yes.
right. So that's a great question. So basically, it's very simple. You just have to keep drawing. So just keep drawing and keep loving what you do. So if you really love drawing, you will learn and you will keep drawing, and then you'll be curious, and then by loving it, you're just gonna keep going, and then you'll get good. That's it. As simple as that.
Yay.
All right. Any other questions? Anyone want to
We
chime
have
in?
a few more schools. We have Whalen Bonds Elementary that wants everybody to know that they're here.
Oh, hi,
Becky
Brett.
Hobson wants to know, she's from White Bead, but her student Emma wants to know, did you all work together in person or on Zoom or some other way?
Wow, that's a great question, Emma. I wish we could have worked together. That would have been amazing. And Charles and I would frequently make jokes about like, oh, I wish we had a teleporter so we could just zoop and then like be in the same room together. But unfortunately, that wasn't really possible. I think at the time that we signed up the story to do together, Charles, you were still in Australia then, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
okay. So Charles was living in Australia at the time when we figured out that we were going to work on the book together. And I'm in New Jersey in the United States, and Australia's like, I don't know, like 6 days since last Tuesday away. I mean, it's like a crazy different time difference. So I actually, I put Charles's time zone in my phone so I could always see what time it was in case I didn't want to wake him up and go, hey, Charles, what do you think of this spread? You know, and wake him up or something. But no, so we didn't work together, but we had like big meetings with like the, like our publisher, like our art team would work together, and then they'd communicate with our editorial team and vice versa. And Charles and I were already friends because we knew each other on Twitter. I already admired like all of his other work. Like some of his books just like blow me away. They're so, well, all of his books, but I mean, some in particular are just, the finished product is just, I mean, they're just some of my favorite books. And so I was already a fan and we were already friends. But yeah, we all just use, you know, like the same technology that we're all using right now in the world.
Yes.
A lot of email and a lot of, you know, like if we had to pick up the phone, call editors, you know, Skype, etc. And that's one of the really cool things about it. It doesn't matter how far away a friend is, you can still communicate. So
Thank you, internet.
yes, exactly. It's a wonderful thing. It's a good thing.
Good thing. Yeah.
Great question.
We do have a comment in the chat. Reading Dandy turned into a discussion on seeds and how they transferred and how they're transferred by wind. That's from Kingsgate Elementary in Moore, Oklahoma. So
That's right.
That's really cool. Yes, we love science too. So anytime you could match up a fun story with like learning anything, if it's, you know, science or art or history or anything, it's really, really cool. It's just expanding your knowledge. You can feel your brain getting bigger the more you learn. And that's really, really cool. We do like seed dispersal, and that's basically what the whole book is about, right? I mean, like once those seeds get airborne for a dandelion, you know what that means. Soon it'll be just like that page in the book where it's Charlotte 2 and Charlotte 3 and Charlotte 4. So there you go.
I started
also,
naming
like-
all the ones in my yard. This
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, it's like Charlie's question before, like when I actually did Dandy, when I started to illustrate Dandy, I did lots of research about like dandelion and how they grow, and you know the way they turn, you know, from the flower into like, you know, the puff and stuff like that. And so research is very important, and getting really knowing your subject, like learning, studying, it's really fun, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You can get lost researching a book. Sometimes, remember, writing a book doesn't all happen like boom, you sit down and you write a book. And same for illustrating. I assume there's a lot of like, you know, let me find out more. So you know, in a way, even grown-ups are students too. We're still learning like all the time, new stuff every day, and it's really fun.
Never stop, never stop.
never
And it's
stop.
fun. And it's fun.
Cool.
All right, we have, this question is for both of you all separately. Addie from White Bead wants to know, how many books have you written, Amy, and how many books have you illustrated, Charles? So Amy Dykeman first, I guess, on that one.
Ooh, wow. So I've written lots and lots of books. I think I have under contract now, I think I have something like 18 books, but I've written lots more because sometimes you just need to sit down and try. And not everything you write is ever going to be, you know, good enough to become a published book. That's okay. Sometimes I just write things just for the fun of it. Like, this book will never see the light of day, as they say. No one will ever read it, but it's just fun for me. But I think we have 18 signed up so far, and I have a bunch that are going out on sub and a bunch that are already on sub, and it's just fun to keep writing. So especially when I get to work with good friends like Charles and get these amazing collaborations going. So I hope to keep writing forever. But like I said, I think 18 books in the can, as they say, right now, and hopefully more on the way.
And I have illustrated maybe about 15 books so far, and written one.
Yes, Charles just came out with his book. Yay!
So I know how hard it is to write, and I really admire writers. It's a very, very hard thing to do, but it's very fun too. So I'm learning a lot.
Yay! I don't have any ideals to become a professional illustrator. So you're employed, Charles. Yay!
Never know.
I love to draw for fun, but I leave the professional illustrating to the professional illustrators who do it so beautifully. So
thank you.
We are just about out of time. Do you have a new book that's just come out that you'd like to name for everybody to make sure they go out and get it?
Oh my goodness. I've had 2 more releases from our pals at Little Brown very recently, one in March and one in June. The March book is called That's Life, which became kind of ironically funny during all of this. I was not expecting it. It wasn't my fault. But it reminds us to keep the humor in whatever kind of crazy situation that life throws at you. And then my June book was a sequel to You Don't Want a Unicorn. And that's, you could probably guess, You Don't Want a Dragon. So those are my 2 latest releases. Again, both from our friends at Little Brown who did Dandy.
And Charles?
And so for me, I had this one. It's called This Way, Charlie, by the author Karen Levis. And so that was out like a month ago or 2 months ago. And this one that was out in Australia, which was like, it's called Happy Hippo. That's the one that I wrote. So yeah, there you go.
Nice.
And with Happy Hippo, I actually got to see Charles's notes on that when he was still like beginning the writing and stuff, which is again a real, I mean, I was honored to see his like work in progress, but it reminded me of how much fun it is, you guys. So any of you guys that like to write and illustrate yourself, grab a friend, get together. And I know, you know, it might be like, you know, socially distant or virtual or whatever, but that's okay. We did it too. And see what you could come up with together, create together.
And you only need pencil and a paper for you to draw. That's it.
Or you can even write on yourself. No, wait, I didn't say that. And if you get in trouble with your mommies and daddies, I didn't say it, okay? Don't write on yourself. Grab some paper.
Yeah. By the way, if any of you interested in how to draw the lion in Dandy, I actually posted like how to draw video on my Instagram TV. So there's one, it's called How to Illustrate the Lion from Dandy. So if you guys want to check it out.
Cool. And on the Little Brown website, there's a whole read aloud packet too that has a whole bunch of fun activities and stuff using Charles's art. And so you'll see some of your favorite pals from Dandy and all kinds of fun stuff you can do, make a mask and all kinds of stuff.
All right. Well, we only have time for one more question, and probably kind of short on this one, but we didn't want to leave this youngster out. They said, what made you want to be an author? That was from a school. They didn't say what school it's from.
Oh, wow. It's a great question. I've always loved books, always loved reading. Even as a little kid, I'd get really, really excited if someone would read aloud to me. And then when I grew up a little bit more and found out that that's something I could actually do, like that could be my job as a grown-up, I'm like, oh yes, I'm trying for that no matter what. And it took a lot of reading and it took a lot of writing, but here I am. I'm a full-time author. This is what I do. I get to make books for kids all over the place, and it's wonderful. I have so much fun. So thank you. If I didn't have readers, I wouldn't be an author, right? So thanks.
All right. And if you're watching and you want to see Red and Bud, I don't know if everyone is on gallery view, but Red and Bud are here. They're our mascots for the
that's so cute.
They are with Dandy and they're wearing their masks. They're practicing the safe way. So if you know how to bring up the gallery view, you can see them.
Cute.
Unless they start talking, then I think that they'll move to the front automatically. Okay.
Awesome.
So the last thing was we're going to mention the 2021 and show that poster. We're going to remind everybody this is going to be posted online for a while at the Brown Brothers Books channel on YouTube. And
I have one more question I want to ask.
Sure.
Yes. I want to know from Amy Dykeman, which came first, the book or the outfit?
I do
get the outfit and then write the book?
Actually, you know what? I was a lion for Halloween one year, so I think I actually did have some of the accoutrements already. But that's half the fun of doing books with animal characters. Is then you get to dress up like your characters, and you're like, I am dressed for work. Oh, but I'll tell you though, when you're going through like airport security and they find like big fuzzy things in their bag, they're like, what is this, right? So you want to tell them right away before you go through the scanning thing. That's all.
It's a great answer.
Cool.
All right.
Just want to show everybody the poster for 2021 so we can look ahead to see great books that are coming up next. We want to also thank Amy and Charles. Charles stayed up really late tonight. He's in Singapore. It's almost midnight for being, thank you so much for being here.
Bedtime.
We are so thankful to our committee who helps pick these books. Just great dedicated teachers and librarians who meet with us. There's some great books this year. And if y'all didn't know, Amy and Charles, we do it in bracket style, like the Sweet 16 in basketball.
Oh, wow.
You go with another book, and then the kids vote right there on which one that they want to advance in the bracket. So it's a pretty neat program. And we're just so thankful that you have written books for kids. And we are very excited that you are our 2020 winner.
Well, thank you. We're thrilled as well. And again, thank you everybody who read the book. We really, really appreciate it. So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yay! Keep reading, guys.
Keep drawing, keep reading,
Yes,
keep writing.
I see
Awesome.
some clapping. Okay, so that is the end of our presentation, unless you have something to add, Kyle.
Nope. Just make sure that if you're here and you didn't put in the chat that you're here, so we can send you a little something, a signed book plate from Amy Dykeman to put in your copy of Dandy. And we're just so thankful that everybody could be here. We didn't know how many would be here, and so this is fantastic.
Cool.
I just want to say to Amy Dykeman and Charles Santoso, thank you so much for being here. You might record or you might save the chat. I don't know if you know how to do that. But if you go to the chat window and click the three dots at the bottom, you might want to go on there and save it, because there were lots of great comments about how people felt about Dandy and that sort of thing. So
thank you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
And everybody who's here, don't forget, ask us for your poster. If you're in this Zoom, you get a free poster or several if you need them. We have plenty, so that you can have those on the wall. Amy and Charles, if you want a poster from last year, we can send you one.
Very cool.
Okay. Amy Dykeman, Charles Santoso, Little Brown Books. Dandy is the winner of the 2020 Redbud Read Aloud and we are
Yay.
pink in Oklahoma. So thank
Thank
y'all
you
so
so much, guys.
and stay safe and keep writing great books and drawing and illustrating them too.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Happy reading.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends.